Hello, Melissa and Scott.
Yeah, so I thought I'd try something different instead of like the usual bubbly update on my life, blah 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 blah, too much charisma, sounds like I ate a bunch of pixie sticks. Although I probably did eat a bunch of pixie sticks.
Point is, today we're not going to talk about me. Well, I'd like to make you all comfortable, so I'm going to start by talking about Jesus.
She's not really gonna go there, is she?
No, because we wouldn't want to get into that on a public platform such as our vlog. But we are going to read from my Bible. This is the Last Supper. And Jesus knows what's going to happen because, he's the Son of God and he knows, everything. Jesus knows he's going to die. Anyway, verse 20 reads, "When evening came, Jesus was reclining at the table with the 12, and while they were eating, he said, 'I tell you the truth, one of you will betray me.' They were very sad and began to say to him one after the other, 'Surely not I, Lord.'" They didn't all look at Judas and say, "Oh, it's him." In Christian history, Judas is kind of like one of the big bads, if not the big bad, because he sold out Jesus. Who does that? Don't say Judas. He was a bad guy, right? And just totally evil, right? Well, there's more to the story than that. Yeah, Judas screwed up. Judas screwed up big, but we're still only looking at a few moments in his entire life that define him for the rest of it. Judas feels so bad about what he did just moments after it's over that he tries to take the money back to the temple and say, "You have an innocent man, I did this wrong." And then Judas hangs himself from a tree. But nobody ever tells that part of the story. It's all Judas, the one who would betray him, or Judas who ruined the whole entire world, even though
He followed Jesus for miles and miles and miles. He did other good things while he was alive. You don't hear anything Judas says in the Bible without it being directly followed by the one who will betray him. Totally playing devil's advocate here. But if there was no Judas to betray him, there would be no Jesus as we know him today. Both Jesus and Judas died at Judas's hand, essentially. And both died for the same sin, which is sad, but also is kind of poetic. Jesus was nailed to pieces of a tree. Judas hung himself from a tree. Because of the contrast between Judas and Jesus, we can see just how bright Jesus' light shines. In literary terms, we call that a foil. Oh no, she's gonna talk about lit terms too? Yes, I am going to talk about lit terms. Because when you get down to it, the Bible is the Word of God, but the Bible is a book. It's a story told by, the greatest storyteller of all. This whole horrible passion episode actually happened, but it's also a metaphor. Jesus is a symbol. Oh no, I thought she said she wasn't gonna talk about Jesus. Right, sorry, back to Judas now. He represents the choice we can make. Judas chooses what is easier over what is right and loyal and good. Judas is us. We're supposed to learn from his mistakes. Both of his mistakes. Not just giving up Jesus' location to the Roman soldiers, but also not asking forgiveness afterwards. And a lot of people right now, the whole 4 people who watch this vlog are going to be like, of course he didn't ask for it. Of course, because he doesn't deserve it, right? He killed Jesus. He screwed up. But the thing is, we all screw up. And isn't it hard to believe sometimes that we would be forgiven? The most unbelievable thing about the Christian story is not that there is a God who sees everything or who is good. It's that there's a God who can see me and accept me. And man, that's what Christianity is all about. And that's what we talked about in church today. Whoa!